Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope everybody is doing well per usual. So as you guys know, I did a video with my snacks the other day, and then the week before that I did a video telling you guys about the little mini stroke that I had, the TIA, and you know, just kind of how I felt and just how scary it was. And so a week after that, which was this last Wednesday, so it was a week yesterday, I had another episode which was a little bit more intense. I just got to a restaurant, and now I was still trying to recover from the TIA, and I thought, you know, I'm feeling kind of weakish. I hadn't driven up until this day, and I was gonna go meet a friend for lunch. She was gonna come to my house and pick me up, but then I thought, you know what, it's not that far, we could just meet up there. And it was literally like 5 to 10 minutes from my house. So we got there, and actually while I was driving there, I was feeling kind of lightheaded and just not feeling great. But I was also kind of panicking, so I thought, oh my God, you know, am I having an anxiety attack or is it something else? And I didn't want to freak myself out. So I was just self-talking, and I was just doing some deep breathing exercises that I always do, and got to the restaurant. And I was just feeling off, but I didn't want to say anything yet. And we sat down, and it started coming on stronger. And it was like when I had the TIA, and I kind of felt like I wasn't getting enough oxygen in, and I was getting a little tingly again. But then my chest started hurting, right? So I'm just like, okay, take an anxiety pill. So I took one of my anxiety pills. We ordered our food, and we started talking, just, you know, catching up. And I started to feel like, I told her, something's wrong. Like, something's wrong. And she's like, are you okay? Like, what are you feeling? And I'm like, I feel like I did when I had the episode, only it's stronger and my chest hurts. So I'm like, I'm trying not to freak out. I told her she's like, well, let's just, like, you know, let's just talk about small stuff. And then so we start talking, but it's getting worse. And so I was like, something's wrong. Like, I can't eat my food. Like, I need to go to the emergency room. Like, I have to go, because this was stronger than the last one. And my chest was hurting this time, which it wasn't hurting. The last time it was my shoulder blade, but my chest and my shoulder blade were hurting. So I knew that something was wrong, because that was different. So she drove me to the emergency room, which was less than 5 minutes away from the restaurant, thank God. And long story short, they did a test on me that the other doctor, prior my other hospital stay, they didn't do this particular test, and it's called troponin levels, and it is connected and related to your heart. So this particular cardiologist said, you know, because they did the EKGs, everything right away, blood work, and then this particular cardiologist said, you know, I kind of am paranoid when stuff like this happens, so I always do like extra testing. And so he checked my troponin levels, which I never heard of, and he said they were high, which meant there was something going on around or near or in my heart. So that kind of freaked me out. So I'm like panicking. So they give me something to calm me down, but I didn't even feel like they gave me anything. And I was like, are you going to give me the stuff to calm me down? They're like, we already did. And I'm like, I don't remember you doing it, and I don't feel like you did. It was just that intense. So we they, you know, checked my vitals, I wasn't in the middle of a heart attack. They checked my blood work like so at this point I'm already there for like 5 hours, and they've checked my blood work like 2 or 3 times in that period. And they were doing EKGs, they were doing stroke tests on me again. And I guess gradually the EKG was subtly showing like a slight difference, but not anything major. So not like you're having a full-blown heart attack. And then he checked the troponin levels again, and he said they shot way up. So now I'm freaking out, which means there's something going on with my heart, right? So with my insurance, this particular hospital doesn't take my insurance, so they were going to keep me and transport me to another hospital, which is a really good hospital, really nice, and I love this hospital. So I mean, if I have to be hospitalized somewhere, like, this is like a really nice hospital. So they transported me by ambulance, which was, at this point I'm in the ambulance and I'm like praying and just thinking to myself, how am I here? Like, this is a reality right now. And I was just so freaked out. The paramedics were super nice. They made me feel so comfortable because I was like shaking, I was having anxiety, I was scared, and like I didn't know, like, you know, and all these different thoughts are going through your mind as you're driving in the, you know, in the back of an ambulance. And it's just like, how did I end up here? Like, where in my life, you know, what led up for me to end up here? And you know, so they were playing some nice soft music, and they turned the lights down and kept asking me if I was okay, and, you know, trying to have small talk with me to try to make me comfortable, which really helped. And so, you know, we get to the hospital 25 minutes later, because it's a 25-minute drive, and, you know, they take me straight up to a room. They already have a room ready for me, and you know, they come in, they're doing tests again, blood work, EKGs, and another doctor, neurologist, comes in, and he's asking me all the questions. What led up to this? What were you doing? And the fact of the matter is, I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't running around. I wasn't upset or hyped up. I'm always a little bit stressed out, as you guys know. But I wasn't doing anything. I was sitting down in a booth, and prior to that, the episode before that, I was sitting down eating. Yeah, conversation might get a little bit heated, so, you know, your blood pressure probably goes up a little. My blood pressure was really high, and they couldn't get it to go down, so that was another sign. But now something's going on with my heart, so that's really scary at that point. The following day, they had already scheduled, well, okay, take that back. They did CT scans and MRIs before I even left the other hospital. Then when I got to this hospital, they already had it scheduled to have a CT scan that following morning. So, you know, they were monitoring me the entire night. They had heart monitors on me the entire night, and were giving me fluids and blood thinners to try to bring my blood pressure down. So they were going to do a test, a cardiology test, because my heart rate was just out of whack. Those levels were high, and they shouldn't be. So they were going to go in with a, it's a scope type test, and they go through a main artery. So either on your like area, your hip area, like where your private parts are, like they'll go in right there, there's an artery there, or they'll go in on your wrist, which we have arteries on our wrist. And I know it looks a little gross. I have a wrapping over it, so that's what that is. But they went in through this artery, and went up and through to my heart this following day, and I wasn't completely asleep, but I was pretty sedated. And they go in with a camera scope type thing, and they go and they check all the arteries around your heart, and just to make sure there wasn't any blockage, so that I didn't have a blood clot and have a massive heart attack. But there was some damage, a little bit of damage done to my heart. So at this point, the options were, they were going to go in. If they saw clogged arteries, they were going to clear those, however they do. If it was a little bit more serious than the arteries, they were going to have to put a stent in. These are all the options that they're telling me, right? So I'm like, I could possibly be having open heart surgery this same day. So, but they have to tell you all these things, you know, because those are the possibilities. I mean, ultimately, we don't, you know, want those things, but they have to say, okay, if we see this or this, we're going to go directly into surgery. And so, of course, that's going to give you anxiety, you know. So, luckily, thank God, my arteries weren't clogged at this point, and they didn't have to do open heart surgery. But there's still an issue with my heart. And the medicine that they were going to send me home with 2 days later, I can't take it because they finally got my blood pressure down, and my blood pressure generally runs low. I think I said this in my last video. My blood pressure runs low on a regular. So they finally got my blood pressure down, but then it was going way down, like, and they were trying to keep it up. And they would get it up and then it would go right back down, like dangerously low. So they're at this point trying to keep my blood pressure just level. And so that was kind of scary because they're like, you know, we need, for some reason, your blood pressure is not going up. Now my heart isn't pumping the way it's supposed to be. It's overworking on one part of my heart, and one part of it isn't working as strongly as they would like, which is causing damage on another part. So with that all being said, I have an appointment on Wednesday with my primary care. I have to see the neurologist. I'm gonna have blood work done here within the next few days, like beginning of next week, to check the troponin levels, and hopefully they're not high. But the medicine that they were going to give me, I can't take because it drops your blood pressure, and since I already have low blood pressure, they don't want it, like, it can, extremely low blood pressure could also cause you to go into like cardiac arrest. Extremely high blood pressure can do that. So it's so important to keep your blood pressure, you know, balanced somewhat. So no stress, zero stress. Really, like, I talk about it, and I said this last week, picking and choosing your battles. Like, I'm like kind of scared. I trust and I have faith in God, and I know that, you know, it could have been worse again, and I'm trying not to panic. Anytime my chest is, it hurts, like on my left side. So I'm just supposed to take ibuprofen, or I'm on pain meds anyway, so that comes in handy. So I'll take a pain pill and a couple ibuprofen. I still have like achiness on my left side, but my heart's not completely healed, so I'm gonna have the same symptoms. I don't want to trigger another episode. So right now I can't really do much, but, you know, I'm just kind of taking it day by day and resting as I need to. I went to bed really early last night, which is rare for me. I was like fighting my sleep at 8 o'clock. Like, I was so tired and just weak. And so I thought, why am I fighting my sleep? Just go to bed. So I went to bed around 10 and didn't turn the TV on. I put my sleep app on with my meditation music that I listen to every night. And I woke up at like 9 o'clock this morning, which is pretty early for me. And yesterday I did a little bit of cleaning, so I think I tired myself out, which is why I was so tired last night. And I'm short of breath, so you know, I get winded um, pretty easy. I did go for a tiny walk yesterday. I really would love to get out today, and I can't drive yet. I probably could try it, but I don't want to, because even if you don't think you're stressing out in traffic, you're in traffic and you're having to be on guard, so you're having to watch for cars. That's causing a lot of stress that we don't even realize. So I don't want to put my health at risk just to go to the store because I need some retail therapy. Um, so I was just kind of hoping that somebody would, you know, give me a ride, but at the same time, like, I don't want to burden anybody. Um, you know, if somebody's not asking you, you know, do you want to go to the store or whatever, like, I just don't want to have to ask for anything, literally. Like, um, my family's been pretty decent, you know, with me, and my my oldest daughter brought me over some food so I didn't have to make dinner. She went to the grocery store and asked me what I needed. My other daughter went and bought me some groceries the other night, so that was really nice and refreshing. My brother and my sister-in-law brought me over some nectarines and some croissants, because I love croissants. And so my brother's been really good. You know, he's really been helpful and caring. And, you know, everybody texts me. Well, not everybody, but people are showing a little bit more that they care. And my youngest daughter, of course, is texting me and FaceTiming me a couple times a day, checking on me. And they'll be here September 1st. So that right off the bat gives me so much hope. And I think I told you guys this in my last video, but they're, you know, I'm just ready for them to have babies and to really start living. And I said this, and I say it all the time: don't wait till you get sick. My sister used to tell me when she had cancer, and she was going through cancer, and she was diagnosed at 27, so she battled it off and on for years. She ended up dying, as I told you guys, when she was 39. But prior to that, before it had really spread everywhere, we had a lot of heart-to-hearts, which her and I are 8 years apart. And so we really weren't that close, because she left home when she was 16. So I just grew up with my brothers, which is why, like, I'm kind of a tomboy. Have a little bit of a warped sense of humor. And we had some good heart-to-heart talks. And one of the things that she told me, and I always remembered it, did I live by it, follow it? No, because we're human and we all fall back into old habits and old routines that aren't the best for us. And she told me, like, don't wait until you get sick. Like, don't wait until you are diagnosed with something to, you know, let people mistreat you, or to put yourself in bad situations and bad relationships and stay in them. And, you know, she just basically told me, you know, if she could have done things differently, she would have done things differently in, you know, certain relationships that she had. And I took it serious. I did. But I guess I didn't take it serious enough. And my cancer that I dealt with in 2012 that hit me like a ton of bricks. It was the last thing I ever thought would happen to me. And if anything, God forbid, if anything, I thought I would have, you know, got breast cancer, because I'm so high risk for that. But I didn't. You know, I got the stage 3 colorectal cancer, and that whole process and whole traumatic journey, it did wake me up. And I do try to cut out stress, and I do try to pick and choose my battles. I've gotten a lot better over the years. I'm mad at myself right now a little bit, because I've allowed so many trivial things to get to me. I've allowed them to get to me, and I've allowed certain people to upset me. And in basically, when people are, upsetting you or making you feel a certain way, they have a little bit of control over you. And you got to take your power back. You got to take your control back, and don't put your life in anybody's hands. Like, we can only do so much as far as to cut stress out, and don't allow toxic people to mistreat you, or don't put yourself in situations as best as you can, with people that are not good company and good energy, because you pick up on that energy. Even if you think you don't, you pick up on it. And we take that on, and I take that on. I'm like a sponge. I suck up everybody's energy, whether it's mine or not. And it made me sick. So basically what I'm saying to you guys is, take care of yourselves. Listen to your body. Don't just talk and say, yeah, I'm not going to stress out, or yeah, I pick and choose my battles too. Like, you really, really, I have to, it's a matter of life and death for me. I'm hoping that my heart part of it heals itself, because it can. I don't have COVID. They tested me, so that was negative. So I was happy to hear that. But live your life to the fullest, to the healthiest that you possibly can. Don't be afraid to let your hair down and just, go wild, and not reckless, but just live your life. Don't keep yourself confined, and don't try to live up to, to somebody's expectations of you. Just be yourself. 150% be yourself. And if people roll their eyes at you or say stuff, whisper stuff, behind your back, let them. You only get one shot. We only get one shot in this life. And I'm telling you, I'm so stubborn, that, again, like, I am determined to live and have a long life. I'm not going to let anything take me. And I've been tested so many times that I still get scared. I still, because I'm a human being, I still not so much don't have faith, but I find myself being fearful. And, God did not give us a spirit of fear. That's not from God. So having faith and remembering that He's in control. But we also have to do our part. We also have to meet Him halfway, and we have to take care of ourselves to the best of our ability, eating good, being around good people. And if it means that there's nobody that you're around, then so be it. Then you're not going to be stressed out from somebody else's, BS, and just enjoy your own company. Meditate, journal. I'm just about done with my vision board, but I'm still on that healing journey. I've been on this healing journey for a really long time. So more so now than ever, yeah, I'm going to add to it. And I was going to do, and I'm still going to do, a testimony video. But the testimony video is always to be continued, new chapters and different chapters in our lives, and different people come and go, and we experience different things. So, I am going to do a testimony video as to everything that I've been through up until this point. So this video will be continued to a testimonial video, and I'm trying to keep my videos lighthearted, because I am weak, and I don't want to overdo it, and I don't want to talk about stuff that's upsetting, and I'm really just trying to be careful to not overexert myself, to not, raise my heart rate, getting upset. I'm still, like, I'm trying to block certain things out when certain things come into my mind, things that are upsetting or sad or whatever, I really try to block it out. But let me tell you, it's a battlefield. I don't know if you've ever heard of the book from Joyce Meyer, Battlefield of the Mind. The battle, that a lot of the battles that we go through are not so much with other people, but a lot of the times the battle is right here and right here. And you know, battling different thoughts and different things we did, and beating ourselves up over stuff we've done in the past, or you know, bad decisions, bad choices, bad relationships. You know, it's all part of your story, and it's all meant to be. It's all part of your journey. And I'm still writing my story, and I plan on writing my story till I'm at least 100 years old. That's my plan, and I just pray and hope to God that that's his plan also. And you know, I am a walking testimony, and I am a multiple lifetime movies walking. And you know, I'm going to be doing happy videos and makeup videos and eating, you know, snacks from around the world, and just different. I'm just going to live, and I'm just going to do what makes me happy, what brings me joy. And helping people brings me joy. And as soon as I'm a little stronger, I'm going to do what I always said that I'm going to do. I'm going to continue on what I've been doing. I am going to put myself out there more, to help other people, because that's what I enjoy doing, and that's my passion. So makeup and health and beauty and doing for others, you know, with what I can do financially, or whether it be spiritually, you know, physically, mentally, whatever I can do to make somebody's day better is always what I strive to do. So you guys, that was my second episode, and the first episode was actually part of the second episode. We just didn't know it because they didn't do the one test. So be your own advocate. Don't let any doctor tell you you're too young for anything. I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again because not everybody watches all my videos. So be your own advocate. If you feel something's wrong with your body, anywhere, mind, spirit, whatever it is, you know, mentally, physically, it's better to be safe than sorry. So had I not gone to the emergency room, it could have been really bad, because without the blood thinners and the testing, I would have never known that anything was wrong with my heart until, God forbid, knock on wood, I could have had a major heart attack. And I just thank God and praise God that I didn't. And he leads us, and he gives us little signs. Pay attention to those signs. The flags that are being waved in front of you, don't ignore them. Don't look past them. If your body's talking to you, listen. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I just wanted to catch you up on what's been going on in my neck of the woods. And sadly, you know, it's a health thing, and it's just part of my story, and it's not a bad thing. You know, it did bring out some positive things as far as my thinking and my actions, and hopefully others. Family is really everything. We need each other. But even friends, our family, I have some really good friends that have been checking in on me. So all in all, you know, it's a bittersweet situation, but I thank you so much for watching, you guys, always listening to my long videos. And those of you who do watch, please subscribe to my channel if you have not already, just to see what's going on with me. You know, there's always something new, something off the wall that I'm doing, or just enjoying life and trying to share that with you guys. So give this video a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts, anything you've gone through, how you deal with stress and manage stress. And you know, just pick my brain, and I'm here for you guys too. So anything you're going through, I've probably gone through it too, and I can, you know, give some advice or just be a support system. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. I love you, I appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you on my next one. Bye, guys.